Hey guys, today I am going to be unboxing the first chapter of Oathsworn. So this is actually, I was going to have a full-on copy, but there were some issues with some of the early copies, and they were finally able to kind of whip something up for me. Now, as I'm opening this, I just want to explain one thing, and that is this is obviously all prototype material. This is obviously not final in any way, shape, or form. There will be changes. There are changes already to some of the things that we're going to see in here that aren't even shown here. So just, as always, keep that in mind. But I am excited to show you a little bit about what you're going to get if you back Oathsworn. Just some things you can expect. One of the biggest differences, and really quick, before I really want to open this, I just want to mention spoilers, of course. Most of the enemies you're going to be getting are either in envelopes or they're in boxes or what have you. But either way, they're going to be a mystery when you open them, so you're not going to know what's coming up. So if you're sensitive about anything like that, again, all early game stuff, but if you're sensitive, then turn back now. Otherwise, let's dig into it. Let's get into it. Again, normally I think this would even be packaged better than this, even for a prelude, but this would not have been on the channel if they hadn't been able to do what they did. So I'm very happy that they were able to, because I've been wanting to show you guys more of this for quite some time. Okay, let's see how best to get this out. Oh, it is tight in there. All right, so I think we're going to have to loosen it up a bit. There we are. So again, normally, obviously, you would get a box. Me, I get a bag. And looks like that's it. Let's move this out of the way. Let's see what's inside. Lots of styrofoam. So I've actually already received a few of the minis here. If you're on my Patreon, if you're part of my Discord, you've seen me post them. I've posted them on a few other Kickstarters for Oathsworn, just as a little tease, but this is the same kind of foam they did. So at least they're taking good care of their minis here. Let's just unbox more and more of this. Okay, so right here, I got... We're just gonna make a mess. The tree tokens here, as you can see, again, prototype. This is kind of symbolized a tree. If you've seen the 3D models, the actual miniature version of it that they've done, that again is a prototype. So that's them printing it off, and there's some limitations to how they can print it and all that kind of stuff. So if you've seen that, that'll also change. Okay, so here's the Broodmother. So you get kind of her tray, and then just some more of the information there. And look over here, and this is kind of cool. In the back, you get the encounter number and whatnot there. Okay, let's see if I can't just... Yeah, I'll take stuff out here. All right, so these are going to be the character cards here. So you got the Ranger, the Ursus Warbear, the Exile, the Priest, the Witch, and the Warden. And you got the art on there, which looks really nice. Information about them. I really like when there's little pieces of lore, even on the character sheets. Even if it's not a story-driven game, I just like that. All right, next we have more stuff. All right, so here, this looks like this might be the game board. Is it? Is it? It is. Oh, let me open this up here. So right here, what I can tell you is they're really conscious about table space here. So I believe this is actually going to shrink down just slightly, maybe just 1 hex, I think. But either way, just about the same size either way, and you can kind of see the kind of artwork that you get on there too. I don't know what that is, but that looks nasty. Okay, move that aside. Move that down there. Try and be a little organized here. And what do we got here? Okay, so this is the time tracker when you're going through, the city or kind of doing the story bit. The different time is gonna keep going. So you got kind of the sand whatever thing there, and a city event. You gain a token here, extra unique item here. So stuff will be happening as you're going through it. And here, this might be the map of the first. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, okay. This is again fantastic. So this is actually like hand drawn by a real person that does this for a living. So this city is actually designed and has everything just kind of makes sense. And again, you can tell it's actual artwork, and it just looks gorgeous, looks really good. This is not the only place you will be going, but this is one of the places you'll be going, especially early on in the game. I love the side artwork you kind of get everywhere, just the different stuff that you can look at. Very pretty, and definitely helps, I think, set the mood a little bit when it comes to the world building. So I have played this game, by the way, a couple times. However, I played older versions of it, so they've improved upon it. They've kept making changes. They've taken a lot of feedback in. Like, I know one of my feedbacks was about being kind of against random movement, and it looks like they've actually changed that. So now the movement is more standardized, which is good, of the enemies. So here's the rats here. I actually have another version of these, the ones that aren't primed. This one is primed. Looks like. I'm assuming either that or it's just a gray plastic. But we got some rats from the Broodmother. How many we got here? A lot. Oh my goodness. So many rats. You know what this means? This means I have extra rats. Comment below. Let me know what I should do with the extra miniatures I have. What do you think I should do with those? I'm assuming you're going to say make a necklace and wear it to work. Right? Anyway, so what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And let's say 12 add-ons, or 12 adds right there for the encounter. That's a lot of them. All right, let's throw them back in there. These are nice and sturdy, by the way. You would think with the small piece here that it would be bad, but it's actually pretty darn good because of the tail and the back legs. So I'm happy about that. And of course, again, not final production quality. All of this is just kind of printed off and, all prototype stage and whatnot. Looks like you're going to have the characters here. This is definitely one of my favorites, the Exile. He just looks super, super cool. I'm going to go ahead and put these on a turntable at the end so you can get a sense of scale and size and see the detail and really good lighting and whatnot. But this, I believe, it looks to be about 45 millimeters if I was to hazard a guess. Quite large. And again, super dynamic pose, custom base. I really like that. Again, I'll talk about these later. Let's see, who do we have in here? Here we have the priest. Again, very, very good detail. You can see, just here on the prototype, how good the sculpt is. The chain looks fantastic. There's detail on these little ball things. He's got, like, inlaid work on his leather and whatnot. Some just really good stuff there. I like that. All right, and then here, we got the warden here with his really cool shield. What I like about this is you could, if you want to add some kind of, custom work to there, that'll look great. That'll look really good. Well assembled. Again, this is all prototype stuff. I'm just kind of commenting on what I have here, though. So I think it's important to note the quality of prototypes. It kind of helps me get a sense of how professional and all together these people have it. And so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Love the hair detail, facial detail. Sword looks cool. Really like that character. It's always cool to have this armored guy up, right? And then here, we have... Try not to break anything here. Again, obviously this is not the final storage here. I'm going to have to turn her just to make sure. There we are. And here is the witch. Now, this is actually a different sculpt than I first saw when I played it. It was a little different. I'll have to glue it in there. And it didn't really match the artwork super close. I don't believe her arm or her hand was out like this. I really, really like this pose. I like the leaned back. Anytime in a sculpt that the center of gravity ends up good, but the figure is kind of offset a little bit, I really enjoy it. So the fact that, this is the middle and she's kind of right shifted, but then with her arm out kind of slanting to hold this down, very cool design. Love this sculpt. This is definitely one of my favorite. I like the embroidery work here. This will take a wash really well. I know the guys who are making these sculpts, and they understand miniatures. They understand wanting to paint miniatures and have unique sculpts and have fancy bases and all that. Again, see, when you have access to the base, when you can sculpt it with the character, they become one thing. You can actually have them interact with the world. So she's pushing off this. I mean, that is just, she's not even really on the base. If you don't do this, you have to make them stand kind of straight. They would look more like the priest, where they all have to kind of stand on a flat base because you can't control what the consumer or the end user is going to do with the base. Here they can, so they can get really dynamic. Love how the hair turned out here. Very nice. Another thing to point out, again, because they're painters, they understand these things. The mold line, you can see where the glue job is here, kind of goes, you know, in the back of the armpit, around the chest, and then up kind of the shoulder neck area, instead of like straight down the face and the body. There's no mold line like down the leg and on her toes or anything like that, which is, I think, quite nice. It's a big perk for me. All right, get some more out here. Here we got, oh yeah, the Ursus Warbear. This was my first character. I mean, it's just cool. I love their lore about the armor and the scroll work that they have on it, and kind of just how they grow as a society and mature within that society. Really, really cool stuff. Amazing looking axe here. Look at that. That is awesome. What a fantastic miniature. Really, really nice. All right, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are your 6 main characters there. And look at that, we still have so much more. All right, let's see how I can do here. Oh, all right, I got it. Again, obviously the core box will be able to store everything and organize it nicely, but for here, this is kind of where we're stuck. Let's see, will it sit on there? I think it will. That seems pretty sturdy enough. Either that or it'll end in disaster. So we got all the cards here. Again, this is all prototype stuff. It's all stuff that, you know, well, some of it might be hidden, some of it might be not, and I'm not going to try and guess what's going to be what. So let's see, what are we looking at here? Here are the dice cards. So if you're not big on rolling dice, if you don't like that, you can do the cards. Mathematically, it's going to be pretty much the same. This is going to average, I think, a bit better, and the dice probably a little bit more swingy, but that's what I like about dice a little bit, where you can get those exploding mechanics, which are always just a lot of fun. So these are your white dice and then your yellow dice. And I believe they double up your red dice on how good they are. And then I think there's black dice. Yes, black dice as well. So when you're playing and I don't even know what this is, path A and B, I guess I'll use that later. When you get this kind of scroll work around the number, that's essentially the exploding dice mechanism. So you get to roll again when that happens. So those are really good. And any kind of exploding dice is exciting. Oh, and I'm getting these out of order now. All right. Let's see. Next up, I think we're good there, yeah. We have tokens and more cards. Take a look at some of these cards and then the tokens. All right, so here, it looks like, okay, so here we have kind of the different character cards here, Witch, Ranger, Exile, you know, whatever, and then kind of the chapter and what you're going to get here. Your level is equal to the chapter you are on. Gain any 1 permanent combat token, gain 1 ability card, and gain a permanent combat token, gain 1 ability. So this is kind of how they level up. You'll see kind of the level here, HP, your region, animus tokens, damage tokens, reroll tokens, all that kind of stuff. One of my favorite things is those reroll tokens. So if you miss an attack, because you can pick how many dice you roll, so you can be as, it's kind of a gambling mechanic, sort of you know, press your luck mechanic in that regard. But even if you miss, it's not a loss. You get a reroll token for next time, which is quite nice. So here are the little kind of smaller character cards here. You got your might and your defense and HP and all that kind of stuff here. Kind of interesting. This was not in the version I played, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to have to look into this, but that's kind of exciting. And then you have, it looks like, a ally that can join you, perhaps, is my assumption on that. We had an ally that joined us in one of our playthroughs. I forget his name. We gave him a name, but like Jake or something like that. But he was great. He did much better than my Ursus. He had like this pike or something, and he was doing quite well. We were happy to have him here. Here's your various tokens, you know, re-rolls and whatnot, and you know, all the different stuff that kind of affects different pieces. Again, prototype. So keep that in mind. Now, real quick, while we're going through this, I just want to point out how much stuff this is just for Chapter 1. This is just a little piece of the game, and yet there's a ton of stuff here. Here's the Broodmother cards, So here it looks like a whole bunch of different items that you can have. I like the background on the item. Instead of just having a great maul here, it's laying on a rock or, against a tree or a short bow against it's just kind of nice to see that, I think. I like that. Here's different, it looks like probably event cards or something like that. And then the different moves, the different AI moves that the Broodmother can do against you. Some nasty stuff in there. The Screech is bad. She can the AI is really cool in here. I remember at one point she exploded her rats and left this AoE nasty poison kind of acid effect here. And then later on she was spitting acid at us and all sorts of craziness. So here we have, I believe, the cards for each of the classes, each of the characters. They all act different, and the priest can be healing up. Some have these big attacks that are higher cost value but do more damage, and some are more quick. You can headbutt. Anytime you can headbutt in a game, I'm going to. I love headbutting enemies, especially as a final blow. Killing an enemy with a headbutt never gets old. Love it every time I can do that, if I can pull it off. So these are really nice. And again, all the characters act differently. I remember the ranger can jump and run from tree to tree. So she's moving around everywhere, shooting things, and it's just good stuff. A lot of positional stuff here. The Exile can do a leap attack. Typically, if they're doing that, you might want to be careful because I've never seen it succeed very well. Here's a lot of the dice. And again, these are actually the custom dice, which is nice. Oh, there's so many. I want to make a mess here. Let me just get a few here. All right, so here you can see that exploding mechanic thing here. If you roll that, you get to roll it again, and you could roll it again and again and again and again. That would be awesome. You might also just get a blank, right? And as you can see, the numbers definitely change and how much you're doing. All right, sorry about that. My card ran out of memory. I've been trying to actually film in 4K to improve my quality a little bit of the video because YouTube is butchering it for whatever reason. I've checked my export settings. I don't know what the issue is, but hopefully you guys notice it. All I was trying to say is that I really enjoy the mechanic of the actual exploding dice where you roll it again and again and again, and you get the, it's just, I love exploding dice. It's always fun. And I like that you get to pick how many dice you roll, and so you can really kind of fine-tune what risk you're trying to take. It's really, really nice. All right, let's see here. Looks like here we have a whole bunch of other kind of tokens here. I imagine that, at least for this prototype, these are the Animus tokens, or the Animus whatever, and then these are the dice that you use to track the health of the different body parts of the monster that you're fighting. And the mechanics here are really kind of cool. There's a little bit of math involved, but it's super easy once you get into the hang of it, and I really enjoy it. And what these cubes are, I don't know yet, so we'll have to figure that out. But they're just basic wooden cubes. And again, all prototype, so none of this is final. A lot of this is just to kind of get the gameplay in there, because obviously I'll be doing a review. So you have a lot more cards here, some more cards there. And then in here, a whole bunch more tokens. Let's take a look at some of that. Just a little bit here. So on here we have, okay, cool. So these are the fire and water tokens. So the witch can lay these down, and they're kind of like her currency for her spells. So some of her spells will lay these down, and then when she's near one, she can use this and shoot the fire at them or what have you, right? This is kind of her currency that she uses on there. There should also be some poison tokens, I imagine, in here for the Broodmother, but what those look like, or if I just use fire ones, I don't know. Maybe there's somewhere else too. Okay, here are the reroll tokens. So there's I believe a reroll, or no, this is actually an increase in die. So you can go to the next color up, right? So if you have a white, you can go to a yellow. If you have a yellow, you can go to a red, stuff like that. Just different perks, +1, and they all make sense in the game and what you're doing. Lots and lots of tokens though. All right, I think that is empty. I love the red. All right, now we're getting to the fun part here. So down here, let you kind of see as it's coming out, this is the Broodmother. Again, expect to see her in kind of a close-up view where you can really get a sense of everything. But look how big she is. That is a huge, huge miniature. I mean, this is massive. This is actually, come on, focus. It's too big. It's too big. It doesn't want to focus. This is actually bigger than a Titan from Mythic Battles Pantheon. If that kind of gives you a sense of what it is you're looking at here, these are huge. So compared to your character, right, and this is going to be a larger character, this is what you're fighting. This is against the Ursus Warbear. Massive, she's scary, she's mean, she's nasty. Again, this is 3D printed, and you can definitely tell on the bottom, and it is hollow. I have a resin version as well. It'll be interesting to see the difference in quality there. Just out of curiosity's sake, neither of these are the quality you'll be getting. This is going to be a different quality than the resin, which will be different quality than the final product. But the design-wise, again, I love the base. I love, again, that she's so far back but hunched over. I like the rats. I like the big snarling face. It's just a great sculpt. Really, really exciting. Now, I don't know if there's anything else in here or not. I don't know if it's just the Broodmother or not. I think it probably is, but we'll verify. We'll take the last bit out just to make sure. Oh, my goodness. All right, and there we go. And then nothing in there. So that is that. Nothing in here, nothing. Make sure nothing broke. Yeah, looks good. All right, guys. So that is everything. Again, stay tuned for kind of a nice round table where you get to see all the miniatures up close, and I'll talk about it over there as well. So let's get into that. All right, and here you can see the final size and just a really close-up look at the miniature. Now, obviously, again, none of this is finalized when it comes to, I mean, the design, I believe, is fully, or at least close to finalized, but, just the material and stuff like that. Speaking of material and size, the Broodmother is about 125 millimeters, and she's on the small end of the enemies you'll be facing. Normally, they'll be 130 millimeter plus. The big old monsters like this are going to be made out of PVC with an ABS mixed into theirs to make it like super strong so swords don't bend and bases are nice and flat and you get some crisp detail. But as far as the miniature quality itself and just the scale and size of things, you can kind of see, again, compared to a Zombicide Mini or a Mythic Battles Pantheon Mini, even the Titan, these things are huge, and it looks like you're going to get quite a few of them in there, so that's good too. Speaking on price point real quick, we all know that the, base intro price is going to be at that $99 level, and that's going to get you these heroes here plus the standee monsters. I've actually been talking and speaking with the guys over at Shadowborne Games, and all I can say right now is you will be pleasantly surprised by the price of the whole miniature package, but more on that on their Kickstarter draft page, which I think is coming up soon. For the heroes here, as you can tell, typical male is going to be about 43 millimeters, 45 millimeters is probably going to be your average, I say, because as you can tell, there's some larger and some a little smaller. Either way, nice crisp detail. They're going to be made out of hips, and they're going to be push fit or just pre-assembled. So there's not going to be any glue required. There's not going to be anything like that. So they're going to be really high quality, and you're going to get something quite close to this. Again, this is prototype, not production quality, but it'll be pretty close to this, which I'm really looking forward to, especially that hips. It's going to be nice. I do want to mention real quick that I am doing a giveaway for Oathsworn, thanks to the Shadowborne Games and me hitting 1 million views. Thanks so much for all your views, guys. I really appreciate it. I will be doing a giveaway video very soon here, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you know when that's up. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons and to you, my viewers. I'll talk to you soon.